Good life. I am Precious Chukudi. We begin with the front pages of the papers this morning. Starting off with Vanguard. Vanguard is leading with poor Nigerians hit 104 million, and that's coming from a World Bank report. The writer says ask NNPC to publish account revenue flow. NNPC earnings under scrutiny, and that's coming from Edu. Eyes Nigerians holding large FX in domiciliary accounts. Industry Minister counters World Bank on power subsidy. And of course, you can see a photo story showing the demolished Rivers State House of Assembly complex yesterday. And Rivers crisis, state government demolishes assembly complex. You can read that on page 5. Tinubu sacks of FAN, NAMA, NSIB, NIMET DGs, suspends NCAR DG, removes the NCAT rector. Stories above. CBN blames the scarcity of banknotes on hoarding. 2024. Lagos Borno Rivers propose a 3.387 trillion naira budget. Air bombings, the survivors drag federal government to court, 633 billion naira compensation. Waneze IPOB beg Tinubu to free Kano. We take a look at the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian is leading with national statistics. Population outgrows economic amidst rising dependent misery. We can see an infograph showing Nigeria in numbers and so on, and path to future growth. Police neutralized the 13 kidnappers, rescued 263 victims in Katsina. You can read more. Yes, Tinubu sacks heads of aviation agency. FEC approves a 6.32 billion naira contract. Union hails the federal government's exemption of universities, pulling orders from IPs. Fubara bears fangs, demolishes assembly complex, presents a 2024 budget to 4 lawmakers. No going back on concession of international airports, Kiyamo insists. Sanwo-Olu presents a 2.2 trillion naira 2024 budget to Assembly. 3 feared dead in Ekiti bank robbery. That's how we can take on the front pages of the Guardian. Let's take a look at the Nation newspaper. The Nation is leading with Assembly complex demolition sinks a river deeper into crisis. The writer says, we can't be cowed, says 27 House members. Kubara present budgets to 4 lawmakers at Government House. And inside, we have lawyers. 4 lawmakers can't conduct legislative business. When NJC penalized judges for reckless ex parte orders. This is from Edo, where seed was sown. Rivers war against the parliament. Our stories above Edo. Government plans audit of NNPCL. 650 naira petrol price not cost reflective, says World Bank chief. And firms to lose tariff waiver on imported items. Ondo Assembly okays Lucky Aiyedatiwa acting governor. You can read that on page 4. 3 killed, 2 banks robbed in Ikere, Ekiti. Tinubu fires head of FAN, NAMA, NIMET and NCAT. Cardoso, poor naira redesign policy cause of cash scarcity. 3.4 trillion naira in circulation. And that's how we can take on the Nation. We'll take a look at the Punch newspaper. The Punch is leading with Rivers demolishes assembly proof. Fubara speaker declares defector seat vacant. The writer says the government justifies assembly demolition, says complex not suitable for legislative business. PDP directs legal advisor to sue defectors. Governor Fubara afraid of his shadow, says APC. NNPCL not transparent on subsidy, dollar revenues, and that's coming from World Bank. Kaduna bombing, military raises 8-man panel, villagers disown 33 billion naira suits. NLC rejects a TCN privatization, demands a policy reversal. Tinubu sacks of 5 aviation agency heads, suspend the MCAA boss. IPs, ASU hails federal government as FEC removes varsity orders. Last year on the front page of the Punch newspaper, gunmen kill woman, abduct 7 on Lagos-Ibadan expressway. That's how we can take on the front pages of the papers. Join us after the break. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. If you're just joining, it's still today in the news on Vanguard Live. I am Precious Chukudi. Joining me to talk about some of the stories on the front pages of the papers this morning is Mr. Oludayo Mayowa, publisher of Global Financial Digest. Good morning, sir. It's good to have you join me this morning.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning to you.
All right, let's delve in. And of course, a World Bank report has indicated that Nigeria's poverty level has taken a notch higher at the backdrop of the recent economy and fiscal reforms. How do you react?
Thank you very much. I think it's very unfortunate, really, that Nigeria has descended to very low in terms of indices concerning poverty in Nigeria. And when you look at what has happened since Tinubu administration, you discover that things are getting bad. People are going through difficult time. The number of fuel subsidy, the dollar exchange. I'll do a story today about medications. The cost of access to medicine now is becoming so difficult because prices have really jumped so seriously. And when prices get out of hand for majority of the people, definitely their standard of living will drop, will reduce definitely, and that's exactly why you mentioned the poverty. And more people are slipping to poverty level as a result of this government's policy, and nothing has been done really to actually ameliorate the problem. And we're expecting the government to actually come up with policy that will reduce the impact of the reforms on the people. Take for example the fuel subsidy. What has government done to actually ameliorate it? Nothing. Let's talk about SUG buses and the rest. What we're expecting government to have done is to focus on how to make sure that people are not spending so much money on transport to and fro from their business places. Yeah, we are not seeing that in the last since June, let's say May 29, when the pronunciation was made, that's 6 months ago. So many people are skipping out of cost of food alone, even is going up, and so many people cannot afford the 3 square meal daily. So what is poverty? Poverty is when majority of the people and substantial number of people cannot afford the basic needs of life, and that's the poverty. And the government, I'm not seeing what government is really doing to ameliorate the situation, and that's why we're getting one. So probably even the statistic of what may be very underestimate what we are facing in Nigeria today. And I tell you, a lot of people are going through difficult time in meeting their basic needs, daily basic needs.
All right, the report from the bank also noted that these policies created by the federal government have pushed Nigerians into hardship, with 104 million now living below poverty line. Now, what are your thoughts on these policies and the promises since this administration started?
For me, I agree with the policy. It is a necessary step to be taken by the government to redirect the economy to path of growth. But what was wrong with the policies that Tinubu have is the fact that they are not doing anything tangibly to actually redress the impact on the common man. When I talk about the fuel subsidy, it has become a big scam in this country, where the rich just import maybe 60,000 or whatever liters of fuel to this country and divert to the neighboring country and collect subsidy from the government. It has become a big scam. Government to eliminate this scam and increase the revenue so that it can do more for this country. But what government ought to have done in that respect, before you remove the subsidy, you would have put in place a policy that will ameliorate the impact on the common in terms of transportation, in terms of other multiplier effect on the system, because what about transportation affect the conveying of food from the northern part of the country, from the part of the country to where they are needed, and the price, well, because people will price the high cost of transport into their market, into what they are selling, the food they are selling, and it's going on and on, multiplier effect on the economy. So what government you need to do is to actually say, okay, hey, how can we mitigate the impact in the area of transportation, for example, and provide subsidized buses that will transport people to their workplace, provide subsidized transport where can make it easy for people to move food to the from urban to urban sector. This will mitigate the high cost on the people, and the issue of security that many people are not going to farm. Government will have decided deal with that area so that we can increase productivity of production in food, so that price will not be out of reach for people. These are what we expect from government, but we are not seeing that happen. Take for example to the foreign exchange reform. it's a necessary thing because many people during the Buhari administration, they will go and buy the dollars at the official rate and ship it to the black market. So government is not benefiting, the nation is not benefiting, it's only a few people that are benefiting from the dual exchange rate. So matching the rate is beneficial to the government to earn more revenue, to increase revenue, and to be able to spend money on it. What government should have done from their savings of the first subsidies and the foreign exchange is to have inject some of those money into ensure that they mitigate the impact on the common man, which they are not seeing them doing, and which is a loss on the part of government. And that's why the situation is getting worse for people, and it seems that nobody cares what happened to the people.
All right.
So government to wake up and do the right thing.
All right, now this is our current situation. Now, what specific actions do you think that the federal government needs to take to pull Nigerians out of this hardship? Because it's a lot. Yesterday we went to the market to just do our market finds and check what's going on in the market, but we had a lot of traders lamenting that people are not buying from them. It was really bad. A lot of people in the market, nobody's really buying anything. So what do you think the government can actually do?
How can people buy when the price of food has gone out of their hands? Somebody is earning 10,000 naira per month, and the cost of transporting alone is already taking about more than 80% of that money. So people have reduced and rationalized their food item maybe twice in a day, once in a day now. That's the issue. What government should actually do to ensure, because food, I remember one of Yoruba proverbs says, if food is taken out of people's need, poverty has really reduced considerably. Food is a major item on daily needs of every Nigerian. And what government should have done is that to ensure that people support agricultural productivities, and ensure that the insecurity in the north where the food bed that is reduced considerably, so that people can go back to their farm and produce food. If there is enough food, the price will definitely come down. Look at the cost of rice today. We say you have local production of rice, but today the rice is scarce in the system, so the price has gone up. So government should really go back there and support farmers to produce enough food. I can tell you, if people have access to cheap food, it reduces the poverty level, reduces their hardship. People can eat. It reduces other things they are doing. So government should really tackle the insecurity that preventing farmers from going to their farm and ensure that we ensure food security in this country. It's very essential. Equally, like I said, government to do something about the transportation, the infrastructure, to ensure that number one, half of the food produced in this country, for example, will get wasted because of lack of preservation system. We don't have a storage farm where you can produce food. In other clime, you can the food. They have the storage facility where you can store it, that can preserve it for a longer period. So you don't have the time to waste food. For example, power government need to invest more in power and ensure that we have a stable power. For example, we have a stable power. Most of the food that they are producing can be preserved, and when you are able to preserve food, they are not wasting. It will affect the pricing. And these are things that government to do. In terms of a foreign exchange policy of government to create access. Even as the price, the exchange rate is over 1,000 at the black market, there is no access to it because there is no dollars in the system. When you see no dollars, because our productivity is low. So we are not generating enough dollars to fund the economy. That's why you see a company like P&G just is leaving this country today, because the economy, the environment has become so unconducive for productivity. So government to ensure that they create enabling environment for businesses to thrive, so that can be employment, so people can earn money, so people can have access to basic needs. These are things that government to do. And once they need to do this thing, we have a little relief for people, and the employment level will drop drastically. But if government is not doing anything, they are just spending money on those items like buying SUV for their own use, renovating houses, renovating the balance, and that's not what will impact the people. The government will spend on area that will impact the people, that will put money in the hands of people. If they construct road today, many laborers will be employed, more people will get employed, and more money will come to people's hand to spend. But you are spending money in a construction of houses that does not have impact on the people, in a limited impact on the masses. And so government to spend money on areas that will impact positively the people.
All right, let's move on and talk about River State. And of course, the crisis in the River State took a turn for the worst with the demolition of the River State House of Assembly complex. And although the state government is saying that it is for renovation purposes, I would like you to talk about the happenings in River State.
Occurrence in River State is an unfortunate thing. Unfortunately, the governor is trying to survive and has to survive. Demolition of his House of Assembly is part of his survival. It's a political game in that state. First of all, some hoodlums set fire on the House of Assembly. And what government is saying that the building is inhabitable, so they have to demolish it. What he has done is to cut off the 27 former PDP legislators across to APC to prevent them from holding the meeting, their plenaries in a place designated for such purpose. And once he's able to do that, he already cut their ability to impeach him. Impeachment is a political tool to take out the opponent of the government, and you know there's a battle between the godfathers and the godson, and the president and the governor is trying to survive by doing such thing. Unfortunately, it's a waste of public's money. If the house was burnt, well, it can be renovated and put it down entirely. How long will it take to build it? And what will be the cost to the people? I think until we have a system that people in government cannot go ahead and do things that will cost the taxpayer money wasted. Look at what happened in Kano. When the NPP governor came in, started demolishing the structure provided by the previous government. It's an investment from public fund. And somebody just wake up one day and need to demolish them. And who will fund the replacement? These are saying that if you have people can be held accountable for their misdeed in government, then we are able to restore sanity in the system. I sympathize with the governor really. What he's doing is survival to keep him away from the hawks. Because if you talk about 27 legislator, he already has a majority to throw out of power. But he will always want to do something, want to deter them from even meeting. And because he has a level of power, he can do and undo. Our governments are like a god in their own localities, and they can crush anybody who want to stand on their way. And that's what we are seeing playing out in River State. I want to call upon the PDP, the party that wants the state to step in to ensure that they restore sanity, because people will suffer. That's exactly. For example, people are working in the state assembly, for example, now demolishing that place already take them out of job. What are they going to be doing? There are documents like in that properties that they demolished all this. Do they evacuate those documents? The records of the assembly, do they evacuate them before they start demolishing the place? These are things that people need to constantly look at. What the government has done, is it proper? Is it the right step to be taken? These are issues that need to be addressed. And I think the people need to speak for themselves and confront this politician. We come to face some of these shenanigans going on in Rivers as well.
Also, the House has declared that the seat of defected members vacant, saying that the action is a gross violation of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria. What's your take, as well as this godfatherism, thingy that goes on in our politics? What do you make of it?
Unfortunately, the only way government has worked effectively is in Lagos, where Tinubu has been able to successfully plant people, install people singularly in his government house. In other parts, on the southeast and south side, we have seen that it has not worked. We look at what's in Enugu now, during the Jimmy Wobodo and Shimaruki. We have witnessed the same thing. But what happens is that the governor, because human beings, we are free agents. What if we present you do everything to put there? When you want to turn the governor to puppet, it will react. And I think what is unfortunate that for me, I thought that the governor is not wise enough, but it's too early indeed to criticize. He would have probably waited for a while to to get his foot down. You need to have a buy-over of many people before he start all those crises. We always expect this crisis as soon as one person, a money bag man, impose somebody, a candidate on the people, and rig the election to favor them, to put them in power. You want to control the person, you want to dictate to them how they spend the money of the state, you want to dictate to them what they do and what they don't do. And every man they want to revolt. And that's what we are seeing in River State. Unfortunately, people will suffer. Or governor will suffer in that state today. Now, which of the assembly will the governors present his 2024 budget to? These are the issue. So if it's able to present a budget for 2024, how will he spend money? What authority will he derive from spending money for next year without approval of the House of Assembly? These are the lacuna that is built into some of these things. And these are things we got to face until we are able to stabilize our politics. We have been 20-something years of democracy. We are still behaving as we are in jungle. That what means. Democracy is supposed to be thriving in this country today for these so many years. Yet because of the behaviors of politicians, we are having this crisis. And that crisis will go to something different. You know, we can see the political the opposition unleashing talks on the people, unleashing talks on themselves, and causing more disruptions in the system. So it's not good for the system, it's not good for the economy of the state, and it's not good for the democracy generally in Nigeria.
All right, moving on, let's talk about this now. The CBN has blamed the scarcity of banknotes on hoarding by some persons that he has refused to identify, and also Cardoso has also said that the poor naira redesign policy is also the cause of cash scarcity. What are your thoughts?
I'm so disappointed in the Indian governor in making such statement. Why should people want to hoard money? Why should people want to keep money in their home? Why should people want to come, if there's no uncertainty in the system? It's as a result of uncertainty in the system. People are reacting to the experience of last year up to this year when the policy was introduced and many people died because they could not have access to cash. So why should people hoard money? Why hoard cash in the first place? If the government have enough cash to get to the system. If the Cardoso is not satisfied with the system, why can't he scrap it and revert to the old system and save the system from all the crises? Why should CBN impose money on where you want to deposit money in the bank, where to pay certain amount? So if instead of me to pay extra money and eroding my profit, I will keep the money to myself. And what is wrong is my money. So why I can keep it wherever I want to keep it. So if government policy is not favorable to people will react to it and take their own measure to mitigate the problem, challenges against them. And that was what is happened. The senior governor need to basically review the naira design system and ensure that all the public trap in it are eliminated. And for example, if he thought that common changes occur as long as achieve his purpose, why don't we revert back to the old system and ditching the naira design system and go back to where we are? Since it is not what the ultimate goals of that design system has not been fulfilled, has not been realized. So why can't he revert to the old system and say this system is not working, let's revert to the system and ensure there is a free flow. People can have access to their money in the bank. You can imagine I go to my bank to have access to my money to have people to me and I want to collect 100,000, I ask me they are giving 20,000, 5,000. The next time I get so much money, if I'm trading, I will not take that money to the bank. Because the money take the money to the bank, you won't have access to it again. So we can't blame the people. We have to blame the system. So the CBN governor need to do something to review the whole process and ensure that we have a smooth working system.
All right. According to this report, there's a report that said the survivors of the Nigerian Army drone attack on Tumumbiri community had dragged the federal government to court seeking 33 billion naira, of which another counter report came to say that the survivors did not, sue the federal government. How do you react to this information?
Unfortunately, there could be some lawyers trying to be smart about it and take the government to court because the only that this is not the first time that the people usually call friendly fire. They are calling a mistake of bombing people, innocent people, and the government is making to pay for their mistake. The issue will continue to be occur, and it's a disaster. So for me, I will support the community to actually take government to court. To yes, the compensation will not bring back the debt, but it will probably deter the government from doing the wrong thing. So that's where I look at it. It will deter them from doing the wrong thing. So if indeed so they need to take them to court to make sure that they compensate them, why not? If not, that's what they need to do. And if they have not done that, then they need to do it. The next thing better we need to tell the government, make them accountable for their error, for their blunder, the better for the system. And I will recommend that people in the community will actually take the military to court to ensure that they pay compensation for the people who survive it, and for the dead, for that to compensate their family. And as long as we continue to do that, we are helping the system to work. We are helping them to ensure to take the minimum irreducible caution before they just bombing people.
All right, so let's take a look at Mr. and Mrs. before we go. And it's quite interesting this morning. Mrs. says to Mr., people saw both of you. They said you gave her 10,000 naira as you were mounting the stairs to our flats, and I later came down to meet her. And Mr. says, look, my philosophy is to be kind to people I meet on my way up. I may meet them on my way down.
What I know about them is that they play with words.
Yeah.
People I meet up, I may meet them down. They're very plain on words and very, very typical. And the wit bring it to that home. You can imagine if every home decide to bring wit, enjoy, humor into their home. There won't be crisis in marriage. And I think that's a lesson Islam is trying to inject to home. Every home, the right thing, and injecting humor to their home. There won't be fight, there won't be quarrel, and there will be peace at home. For me, the attorney is doing a good work.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ludayo Mayowa, publisher of Global Financial Digest. Thank you for sharing your thought with us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me today. Yeah. And have a lovely day. God bless you.
And you too. Also, remember that you can equally like, share, and subscribe on all our social media platforms showing on your screen. To find out today's stories, go to our website www.vanguardindia.com to find out more. I am Precious Chukudi, and thank you